all you 2/3 like niggas is fools, man.
Yeah.
You a bunch of damn fools, man.
Yeah, you gotta get.
All right.
Yeah.
You hate knowledge.
Yeah, brother, but
That's why you ain't gonna be stable in that time. That's why when the Lord brings famine on your ass, the Lord brings all these fears, your worst fears, and He makes that a reality for you and your family, is because you hated the reproof and the knowledge and the grace and the mercy through this word, man. You didn't want to hear it. Pushed away the hand of the Most High. Read.
It says, I will make known my words unto you.
And that's what the Lord's doing. Read.
It says, because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel and were none of my reproof.
Right. Because that's basically meaning you niggas, you act like the word of the Lord don't even exist. The only thing, you act like it's a joke. The only thing that matters to you is a blunt, a bitch, and buffoonery, man. All right? A blunt, a bitch, and buffoonery. All you niggas care about. You can't handle the truth. When the truth comes out, I don't want to hear that. You set the Lord's counsel at naught. Like, it's just, it doesn't matter, man. Go ahead.
Lord, I will also laugh at the calamity.
Yeah, so the Lord's gonna laugh at your ass, man. At your what? Your calamity. Read.
I will mock when fear cometh. When your fear cometh as a desolation.
Right, because you niggas like to mock the prophets. So the Lord's gonna mock you when that time comes. All right? Because there's scriptures that say you misuse the prophets.
Yeah.
You know? So when the time comes, the Lord is gonna mock you fucking niggas out there that talk shit and that, was being demons against the man of the Lord. Read.
It says, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me.
Right, when your distress and your anguish comes upon you, then you want to call into God, and then you want to say, I'm sorry, I repent. But it's not going to work. All right, the scriptures say there's a time and place for everything. Right now is the time to, get yourself right before this trouble and this judgment comes down. But you niggas ain't gonna get that. You ain't gonna get, you ain't gonna get right. Okay? So therefore, that's why the Lord said He's gonna mock at you. He's gonna laugh at you. All right, through His prophets, and that's rightfully so. See, is that it?
No. It says, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For they that hate knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, they would none of my counsels. They despise all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way.
Therefore they shall eat of the fruit of their own way. So you're gonna have to eat all that wickedness you've been doing. All right, you Negroes, West Indians, and Puerto Ricans, and Native Americans. All right, you going out to the club, you get off on popping other dudes' women, you get off on doing all this other bullshit. All right, they ain't got nothing to do with the Most High. You into the rap world, you into the entertainment world, you into getting money, you into doing all this wickedness. Guess what, man? The Lord's gonna allow you to eat of the fruit of that when these times come. You're gonna see where that gets you when the dollars drop, all right? When the martial law is implemented, all right? When there's no food in the supermarkets, okay? The Lord's gonna let you wallow in your distress, man. He's gonna let you pine away, all right? With your damn ribs touching your stomach. You know? That's what the Lord means, man. You're going to eat of the fruit of your doings, man. Because you wasn't right in the eyes of the Lord. Only the elect servants that was doing the right thing, all right, to the best of their ability in the name of the Lord, they're the ones that's going to be saved. They're the ones that's going to eat. They're the ones that's going to be safe. They're the ones that's going to have spiritual power. They're the ones that's going to have spiritual protection. You niggas ain't got no spiritual protection. You open for the taking.
It says, and be filled with their own devices, for turning away of the simple shall slay them.
Right, you turned away. You turned away from the words of the Lord, His knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Guess what? You're simple, and therefore you're gonna be slayed. 2/3 of you niggas is simple as hell. Therefore you're gonna die. You're gonna perish.
And the prosperity of fools shall destroy them, but whoso hearken unto me shall dwell safely.
See, that's the elect. Read.
It says, and shall be quiet from the fear of evil.
Yes.
And shall be quiet from the fear of evil. Because when all this hell breaks loose, all right, we ain't gonna be yelling and crying at the top of our lungs, all right, because you know, our kids is crying, they hungry. That's the judgment of y'all. All right. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, bro.
This is Ezekiel 5 verse 17. So I will send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall come through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord, have spoken it.
Read that again.
So Ezekiel,
You got a precept, right? Oh, past that. Read on.
Ezekiel 5 verse 17. So I will send upon thee famine and evil beasts.
The Lord said He's gonna send this is talking to Israel, man. All right. You see, right here, we'll get the 2/3 line. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if you look up the word beast, I forget the Hebrew word, but it's basically talking about the truth. That's what the Lord's talking about, and then that truth's talking about Esau, the evil beast that He's gonna send up on Israel.
You get Isaiah 54 as well.
Isaiah 54.
No, read on. Finish that
It
off.
says, so I will send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee.
So that's talking about the stormtroopers, man. The martial law, all right? Right there, the police state, America's new way of life. All right? Right there. That's the beast that the Lord's going to send after. The so-called white man is a beast by nature. He is from the caves. All right? So He's going to allow His military and His forces
Waterboard you.
waterboard your ass, guillotine your ass, beat your ass to a pulp, and put you in a concentration camp. You see this nigga? Bullseye, you gonna get your ass whooped. Alright? Yeah, bro. Yeah, come.
It says, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord, have spoken it.
Yeah, which is the so-called white man. So-called white man is the sword. Pursuing the Psalms, the 17th chapter, and I believe the 16th verse. All right? The wicked is the sword of the Most High. All right? So the Lord's going to allow the so-called white man, you got that? The Lord's going to allow the so-called white man to come through on you niggas. To roll on you niggas, man.
Yeah, this is Isaiah 59 verse 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west.
Who? The elect. All right? The elect is going to fear the name of the Lord. From where? The Western Hemisphere. Because that's where North, Central, and South America is. Mainly North America. That's where all the tribes are. From Judah to Issachar.
Where the truth came out.
That's right. And as the brother said, where the truth will begin to be spoken by the prophets, man. Beginning with our elder Abba Bivens. Okay? So then shall they fear the name of the Lord. The name of the Lord from the west. We in the West right now, the Western Hemisphere, North America.
The name,
That's right.
Nate Snake.
That's right.
The name, right? All right, brother.
Read.
It says, and his glory from the rising of the sun.
Yeah, because the Lord's coming back. Yeah, the Lord's coming back. Okay? The one he instantly calls Jesus Christ. He's a so-called black man. He's angry as hell. He's coming with the chariots. And they coming from the east, where the sun rises. Because the sun rises in the east, man. So the Lord's coming from the east, where the sun rises. The second coming of the Lord is coming from the east upon you damn devils. The Lord said it shall enter into the house of the thief. They're talking about the chariots, man. The Lord's coming with a host of chariots too, man. Coming to burn your asses up with concentrated heat, along with these missiles. And his glory from the rising of the sun. Go ahead.
It says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood.
Now when the enemy shall come in like a flood, that's when all these things is going to be happening. Martial law, the concentration camps, the pestilence, the famine. The enemy is a so-called white man. Okay? So-called white man is the enemy of the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Alright? He's the one that's gonna bring his troops, set up his troops, and barricade off cities, wherever you may dwell, to go into the ghettos, wherever you may live throughout America. He's gonna come in like a flood. They got a term called stormtroopers. That's how the so-called, the enemy, the so-called white man, is gonna come in on Negroes, West Indians, and Puerto Ricans. Like a flood. When a flood comes down, you can't escape that water, you drown it. Like the Lord when he brung the flood upon the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, nobody could escape that water except the ones that the Lord chose to escape that water, which was Noah and his family, which is the 8 souls that was saved. And that's the same way it's going to be in this time when the elect is going to be delivered from all this crap that the so-called white man got planned. But you, the masses of the people, you're going to drown in the floods of martial law. You're going to drown when the so-called white man comes with his arsenal and his weaponry and his troops. You're going to be mowed down. That's mainly for the 2/3 of Israel. Read.
It says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
Yeah, the Spirit of the Lord. All right? Because when this happens, the Lord said he's going to send his Spirit, all right, that's going to lift up a standard against him. Against who? The so-called white man. So the Lord's going to bless certain men, which are part of the elect, with spiritual powers to withstand that force that's coming by the so-called white man. Okay, that's what that's talking about, man. But you people ain't out here ain't gonna have that force with you, man. You know, they say Star Wars, let the force be with you. Well, the elect is gonna have the force. We're gonna have the force of Yahweh Shem Yahushua with us.
Right.
But you people out here is going, 2/3 is gonna be destitute of the Lord. The Lord is gonna turn his back on you. He's gonna allow the so-called white man to get you.
Last scripture.
Last scripture, brother.
Psalms 110 verse 3. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power.
That's when you hard-headed niggas is gonna finally realize what these guys were saying on the corners for years was true, and that you should have listened. Read that again.
Psalms 110 verse 3. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. In the beauties of holiness, from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth.
When you see brothers, all right, Lord willing, I pray to the Most High and His Son Yahushua that Lord willing now I find, you know, the grace, all right, to partake in that scripture, to partake in that standard, that spiritual power. You know, the movie Hancock, all right, you see a brother just fucking take off in the sky like Hancock, man. You know?